Charlie, Golf, Charlie.
Roger, Whiskey 8 Charlie Golf Charlie, and what's the name there?
Roger, Whiskey 8 Charlie Golf Charlie, and what's the name there? Yeah, I am in Elyria, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland, and the handle here is Chuck, and this is a new antenna, and I wanted to see if I was getting out at all.
Roger, well, gosh, a little bit there, up around the New York area. See, you're in Ohio. What radio are you running, Chuck?
See, you're in Ohio. What radio are you running, Chuck? I am running a Flex 6400, feeding a flagpole, not a flagpole antenna, feeding a flagpole here at the QTH. I just set this up.
Roger, Roger. Okay, hang on just a minute. Let me salute the flag and ask you how, I'm assuming that you had to use an antenna tuner to make that work.
That you had to use an antenna tuner to make that work. Yeah, I've got LDG RT 600 or 400, I'm sorry, tuner, and it is feeding through a 1-to-1 balun, actually. I had a better match with that than I did a 49-to-1 for some reason.
Yes, sir. Well, let's see. You're about, looks to be about 10 over on my New York SDR. But I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me a little bit more about that flagpole, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. Yeah, Roger, you were very clear just then. I did not come up here by a minute, so I just moved it out of the way, but I was at your 5.8 now.
Roger, Roger, and I still have you best on that New York SDR. So, what radio? Yes, see, you're running that 66 Flex 6100. That Roger.
66 Flex 6100. That Roger. 6400 Flex 6400. And the antenna is a 25-foot telescoping flagpole, and I used some copper stripping to join each of the sections together, and I have it insulated from ground, but it is in the ground sleeve, so it's in a PVC sleeve isolated from ground with a spacer, and then I have it fed at the base.
Roger. Well, I think you're doing a pretty good job there. It's like I say, you're about 10 over on my PA SDR, so it is doing. I don't have you anywhere else at the moment, only on my PA SDR. I'm sorry, on my New York SDR, Roger.
I'm sorry, on my New York SDR, Roger. Actually, for some reason, I am losing you.
Roger, this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor KC9VKV. Name here is Jim Juliet India Mike, and we're located just around Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the mighty Ohio, right at Louisville. Roger.
The mighty Ohio, right at Louisville. Roger. Yeah, Jim, I've got you now in New Albany, so I looked you up on QRZ, and you came back up a little bit there, but yeah, the band has been awful today. That's one of the reasons why I called you. I was even having trouble with FT8, not even just on this antenna, but I still have my 40-meter dipole strung on the roof, and I was having trouble even finding someone on there, but it sounds like I am getting out, which is half of the battle here. And it seems to have pretty good ears.
Roger that. Now, if you have those two antennas on an A-B switch, we can switch back and forth and see which one is performing the best right now, Roger.
And see which one is performing the best right now, Roger. Roger. Right now, I can't get to the other antenna from here. I haven't finished stringing the coax back to the shack. I'm sitting in my garage to talk on this. I was trying to make sure I had it set up and it was going to work before I ran another 50 feet of coax.
Roger, Roger. Well, it is indeed working. I just wonder if, just curious, if you would happen to know what SWR level you started the first time before you got your antenna tuner in there.
The first time before you got your antenna tuner in there. Yeah, stand by just a second. I have to grab the papers, but I actually have all of it for every frequency.
All right, man comes prepared. That's what I do. I try to perform a pattern to see what's hot and what's not, Roger.
See what's hot and what's not, Roger.
Chuck has got the performance of that antenna down when he started, so it should be interesting.
Of that antenna down when he started, so it should be interesting.
Of course, you may have to translate it. It may be in shorthand or in quickhand, Roger.
In shorthand or in quickhand, Roger. Jim, I am back if you are there.
Yes, sir. Standing by. Give me the information. I'm just curious.
Standing by. Give me the information. I'm just curious. Yeah, so on 40 meters, I was 6.5 to 1, pretty much across the band. It went from 6.5 to 6.8 before tuning.
And then you managed to get it under 3, like a 2 maybe, or something like that?
Under 3, like a 2 maybe, or something like that? This tuner tuned it down to 1.3 to 1.
Wow, I'm impressed. Good job.
Wow, I'm impressed. Good job. Yeah, I've got, I have tried 80, 40, 20, and 10, and I am down below 1.5 to 1 across all of those bands. I haven't tried across the whole band, but in the middle of each band, I've got it down to 1.5 to 1.
Roger. Well, that's where you want to be. Minimum SWR in the middle of the band, so then you can go to either side, and hopefully the SWR won't rise too much as you move off to the edges of the band, Roger.
Sure. As you move off to the edges of the band, Roger.
Roger, Chuck, well, Mother Nature has come to grips with our QSO and said, nah, I don't think so. I think you just kind of faded out there, and I'm not sure we're going to do too much better. But, you know, why don't you try to get that second antenna in there, and hopefully you have an AV switch laying around, and we can test them out together maybe in a while, Roger?
Test them out together maybe in a while, Roger. And put you in my log with a note that you're my first contact on the new radio as far as sideband. And I'll say 73 to you, and I will listen for you on the band in the future. Nice talking to you. Enjoyed the weather today. Ours is warm. We're about 80. So 73 to you, and I'll be clear on your final.
Roger, Chuck. Well, listen, gosh, if you get a chance and get that second antenna lead in there and hopefully get on a two-way switch so we can compare those, come on back and we'll try to check out those two antennas. It's just amazing how antennas are. You could think you're on the dead antenna and all of a sudden it's alive and the live antenna goes dead. And, with a two-way switch, you do definitely increase your possibilities there. You know, the whole thing about ham radio is options. So when you have two antennas, you really have some a good option there, and the more antennas, the better. You know, there's nothing better than the right antenna at the right place, even though it doesn't seem to be at the moment, unless you know, it happens though. So we have, you know, the main reason we have SDRs is to be able to listen across the eastern part of the United States, and we have the 5 SDR locations that we use, and one of those is a Hocus Pocus, which gives us 50 pre-programmed internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states along the eastern part of the United States, and so it really helps us as far as you know, copying the mail on our 100-watt friends. Roger?
You know, copying the mail on our 100-watt friends. Roger? Yeah, Roger. I'm only running 100 watts per amp here. I still have the my FPDX10 is connected to the other antenna. I could run in and give you a call on it, see if I can even reach you on it.
Ah, okay. All things being equal, and it's 100 watts, like the transmitter you're on now. Yeah, that would be a good deal, Roger.
Transmitter you're on now. Yeah, that would be a good deal, Roger. Roger, it'll take me about 1.5 or 2 minutes to get in there and get on frequency. So give me a couple of minutes and I'll be up.
Roger, I've got my stopwatch working right now. No pressure. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, and we're on the air till 5. Maybe it just depends on you know, what kind of traffic we have on the channel. If we don't have a lot of traffic, then we'll be obviously you know, putting our time into going fishing, which we do try to do quite a bit. So anyway, and let's see, Chuck is mad dash. He's probably about halfway to that other radio now. He's going to find that up, fire that up, and see what the difference is between his old antenna and his new flagpole antenna. So this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and we're going to see how Chuck's doing. Back to you, Chuck.
Qso-Vlog net, and we're going to see how Chuck's doing. Back to you, Chuck.
I think he's still setting up or trying to get there. Give him a little more time. That's a pretty daunting deal to run in the house and try to fire up another radio and make sure the antenna's on, hopefully, and get yourself ready to come back again. Oh, was that you, Chuck? I thought that was you. It sounded like you a little bit, about the same signal.
K408, bye.
Station, come back.
Station, come back. Kilowatt 4, Oscar Lima Hotel.
Roger, Oscar Lima Hotel. I'm working Chuck right now. He's trying to come back with his second antenna. He's had to run to another place that he's got his other radio hooked to his old antenna, and we're trying to see if it's better, what's hot and what's not. So hang on there, station. I'll be right with you, Roger.
Hang on there, station. I'll be right with you, Roger. That's Roger, Jim. Thank you. K408, stand by.
Roger, this should be fairly quick. It's just a quick check.
Roger, this should be fairly quick. It's just a quick check.
CGG Chuck, you got a copy?
Chuck, you got a copy?
If you're coming back, I don't have a copy on you, but if you can copy me, tell me a little bit about this other antenna, and I will run and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
We'll run and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Check. You might check your frequency. You might be slightly off frequency if that's you.
Might check your frequency. You might be slightly off frequency if that's you. Jim, this is me, and I was on upper sideband for some reason when I switched to 40 meters. I can hear you clearer on this antenna.
Yes, sir. This antenna is definitely better than your flagpole antenna, or seems to be. Could be because I'm assuming that this one is horizontally polarized, and the other one was vertical, Roger?
Polarized, and the other one was vertical, Roger? Roger, this is supposed to be, this is a full half-meter dipole on the, supposed to be on the roof.
Roger. Well, I've got, seems to be about 8 over right at the moment on that antenna, and not quite as good on the other antenna. But, you know, what you need is a two-position switch that you can have both those antennas on there, and you'll be amazed at how much comes in vertically polarized. I mean, you know, just because it starts out horizontal doesn't mean it stays that way. So it can, anything, anywhere can come in vertical or horizontal. The idea is that you have a switch that maybe you can take advantage of it as it shifts from vertical to horizontal or whatever, you know, or however it comes in. If you have a two-way switch, you know, you're set for options, Roger.
If you have a two-way switch, you know, you're set for options, Roger. Yeah, Roger, that's actually one of my hopes in this was to be able to get that a switch on here and be able to pick whichever antenna is the best at a particular time. Because especially, to be honest, especially north and west, this dipole that I'm talking to you on now generally does not perform well at all. And it works better south and east. Part of it's just the way it slopes on my roof, I think.
Oh, yeah, well, if it's a horizontal dipole, is that it, what it is?
Oh, yeah, well, it's a horizontal dipole, is that it, what it is? Yeah, this is a wire dipole strung, and it's supposed to be sitting on the roof of my house. I'm in a homeowners association, so I'm kind of limited to what I can use for antennas, and that's why I've been trying to be creative here.
Roger. Well, you're getting out on that antenna. You are getting out on that antenna, so I would definitely make that antenna 1 and that other, that flagpole antenna 2 on a two-way switch, and then so you can switch back and forth at any time to see what's hot and what's not. Roger?
At any time to see what's hot and what's not. Roger? Yeah, Roger. That's like I said, that's what I intend to do. I just have to get the coax run back here to the shack in the study, and I'll probably do that over this weekend. It's supposed to rain here all weekend, so give me some indoor project, if you will.
Yes, sir. Roger, Roger. So I would label this antenna number 1. It seems to be, at the moment, outperforming the vertical. So I would say this was antenna 1 preference, and the other antenna would be 2. But you know, you can switch back and forth, and usually when the signal coming in gets hot, it inversely figures that way for you transmitting. So usually you're sharing a path at the same time. So if you know, when you switch and I come up, probably your transmission to me on that antenna will be better than the other antenna. Roger? On that antenna will be better than the other antenna. Roger?
That's a good point. Yeah, to be honest, even though I've done a lot of studying and have put together like the dipole, the 40 meter dipole on my roof, put that together myself and all that. To me, antennas are still smoke and mirrors. Hi.
Oh yeah, they are, and then you get into loop antennas and all that stuff. Just further is different approaches to antennas, but you just keep adding them to these switches, and see who salutes, Roger.
Switches, and see who salutes, Roger. Yeah, Roger. All right, well, I am going to let you go. I've got a couple of things I need to do, but I am really glad to have gotten a hold of you today. This has been very helpful for both reasons. Now I know which one works the best and all of that, so we'll continue to work on fine-tuning some things here.
Roger. Well, and so it would appear that this is the best antenna. But if you move 45 degrees to the west, maybe it's a different story. So, when you have that switch, you can check any time what's going on. And it looks like that antenna is the best antenna, but, nothing better than over a period of time and checking communications around the country and across the world, then you form a more definite opinion about what's hot and what's not, Roger.
You form a more definite opinion about what's hot and what's not, Roger. Yeah, Roger. I think this antenna, the dipole on my roof generally is quieter, even than any other that I have tried here. I've got a set of hand sticks for 40 meters that I have a fiberglass mast for that I've set up in the backyard. It's about 20 feet off the ground, and they're just noisy. This inverted beam is a lot quieter, so this is my go-to, generally my go-to for 40 meters. Like I said, it was just trying that other max at the SWR at 80 meters, standing the SWR across the entire 80-meter band is less than 4.1 to 4.4 from end to end, and that's the only thing I would ever have that I could get 80 meters on. I was surprised at it with only being 25 foot tall.
Oh, Roger that. And I went around, and now you're hot in Pennsylvania, so things are moving around, definitely. But good talking to you, and if you get a chance, check in next Friday when you get everything set up, and we'll do another thing and check that flagpole antenna. We give you an A for creativity, Roger.
Flagpole antenna. We give you an A for creativity, Roger. Yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, it was great to talk to you today, and I will. Whenever I have somebody like this that is willing to talk, I always write down call signs, and I look for them from time to time, see if I can find you on the air again. And I'll give you a call back. I've got a guy in England that I've talked to about 3 times over the last 6 months, just after the question. So I will keep an ear out for you, Jim.
Roger there, Chuck. We're usually on this frequency at this time. We're not on a bunch. We're just on Friday afternoons from 3:30 till 5 on this frequency, 7188. So let me say and if you want to catch your audio, there are some good recordings there, pieces. So if you want to check out what that radio sounds like, or the other antenna sounds like, we've been recording since 3:30. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger, what was the word after the call sign search?
Roger, logbook, Roger.
Roger, logbook, Roger. Roger, got it that time. I thought that's what you said, but it didn't make sense to me, but now it does, since it's how to find the log. So I will look tomorrow then. Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing it, both the audio on the other one and on this one. So thank you, because the other one I was on a headset, this one I'm on a hand mic.
Roger, sounds good for a hand mic. I never detected any disturbance there. A lot of times when a hand mic is used, there's a whole procedure there that you want to do, like pull it to the side of your lips and talk across it. That minimizes any mouth noises. Roger, Roger?
That minimizes any mouth noises. Roger, Roger? Yeah, Roger, that's what I've been trying to do with it. I actually usually use the headset on both of them, but this one I had set up to do some portable work, and so it was just sitting in here on the bench, and that's what made me think I certainly had this radio already here and ready to go. All I had to do is plug the antenna in it and turn it on and find the frequency. But so it's good to know that you are on this frequency. Is this a regular net? Have I taken you away from a regular net, or is this just a group of people who get together?
Now, this is the Qso-Vlog net. We're on every Friday from 3:30 to 5 on 7188. Usually we assist folks in their transmitter setups. That's our main thing, helping folks with their transmitters. Newer folks have got some of those, fairly expensive radios that the menu is just so heavy. It's just hard to get from here to there when you first get a radio like that. And so we just try to help them out and, put it together level-wise, and their dynamic range so that they're running about 80 to 85%. And stuff like that. Roger? 80 to 85% and stuff like that. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Maybe on another day, another Friday, I could DX10. This is it's a newer radio. I've only had it for about 3 months. It is, I've been playing with it, but like I said, I'll put the headset on it and get on another time and try to get some of this stuff set up better than it is.
Roger, Roger, check. Okay, sir, 73. You have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend, and like I say, if you get a chance, maybe check in next Friday. We'll be glad to have you. 73, sir.